Hey guys, Dana with the OT Guide. Today I'm going to talk about how to teach your little one, your toddler, your preschooler, how to teach them to string beads. But before we get started, just a warning, stringing beads are small, so they're a choking hazard. So when we're teaching our student how to string beads, we always want to supervise our kiddos. But the reason we're teaching stringing beads in the first place is because it works on a lot of amazing skills. First things first, it works on our students' fine motor skills. And fine motor skills refers to the coordination and strength in our little one's fingertips. And we need fine motor skills down the line to tie our shoes, button and unbutton, zip and unzip, open bags, hold a pencil, you name it. It's also working on our students' visual motor skills. And visual motor skills refers to the communication between our eyes and our hands. So the ability of our eyes to guide our hand movements. And then it's last but not least, it's working on bilateral coordination. And bilateral coordination refers to both sides of the body working together in a coordinated fashion. So anyway, let me show you how I teach my preschool students how to string beads. Let's get started. All right, friends, step one in this process is finding a stick. So you can go into your backyard and find a stick. We don't want it to be too thick. We want it to be thick enough where it's not like wobbly, but not too thick where it won't fit like large beads on it. If you can't find a stick outside, I found a knife sharpener in my kitchen. You can use a knife sharpener. You could probably use a wooden spoon. And then what I do is I take Play-Doh, I grab my stick, jam it in the Play-Doh, and I'm ready to teach my toddler how to string beads. If you don't have Play-Doh, no big deal, you just hold the stick. But the point is, we want the child to just focus on putting the beads on. We don't want to have them hold the stick while putting beads on. That's more complicated. So step one, you have your thing stabilized in Play-Doh, you put it on the table, and your student, all they worry about is picking up these beads and putting it on top. That's all they care about. Once they get good at doing that part, then you guide their other hand to stabilize the container of Play-Doh. So now both hands have a job. One hand is putting on, the other hand is stabilizing. This is working on those bilateral coordination skills I mentioned earlier, or the ability of both sides of the body to work together. So step one is done. Step two, after our child has mastered the stick, wooden spoon, Play-Doh method, we are going to upgrade the task and they're going to be using pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners are harder to use than sticks, but easier to use than strings just because of how flimsy they are. But they're less flimsy than a string, so they're still easier. And you're going to tie a knot on one end of your pipe cleaner, and then you are going to sit behind your child. So what I do is I sit behind them and I have them stand in between my legs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cue them to pick up the pipe cleaner with their non-preferred hand, and then they're going to string the beads with their preferred hand. A preferred hand refers to just the hand that they typically use to like feed themselves with, color. If your toddler doesn't have a preferred hand yet, no big deal. Just have them pick up the string or the pipe cleaner with whatever hand they want. So they're gonna hold the pipe cleaner with one hand, and then you're gonna sound like a broken record, and you're gonna say the exact same thing over and over again to cue them on how to do this. So they're gonna, again, use these large beads to start, holding the pipe cleaner with their non-preferred hand, and you're gonna say, put on, pinch, pull, transfer back. Put on, pinch, pull, transfer back. Put on, pinch, pull, transfer back. And when they're putting it on, you want this hand, their non-preferred hand, to have like a couple inches below the top of the pipe cleaner, because if they hold it too high, when they go to put this on, they won't be able to pull. So you want them to hold it more down here to start. Put on, pinch, pull. Once they get this down, you can upgrade the task and have them use smaller beads, and then eventually you can have them use like little Cheerios or Fruit Loops. Same thing, put on, pinch, pull, transfer back. The final step in having your child become a bead stringing master is having them upgrade the task to use string. But you want to use thicker string. So I recommend a shoelace. This string is great because you can see at the top it has this plastic cover. This helps the child get the beads on. Shoelace has the same thing with that little plastic thing on the top of our shoelace. If you have yarn at home, you can take tape and wrap it around the tip of the yarn, and that's where they'll string it on. So, and it's the exact same thing as what we did before. Again, we're gonna start with larger beads, and we're gonna say what we were saying before, which is put on, pinch, pull, starting with these big beads, put on, pinch, pull, and then upgrading the task to smaller beads and eventually getting to serial. As you can see, the only things we manipulate are the size of the bead, so bigger beads are easier, and the type of string we use. So obviously like a stick is the easiest, but then a piece of yarn would be the hardest. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked what you saw today and had fun, hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you all here next time. Bye.